Hey everybody, it's Michael from Infinit Nutrition. I'm here with a longtime and good friend of ours. This is Jim Leo from PitFit. Jim and I, how long have we known each other?
Oh, probably 10 years.
A long time.
Yeah, long time.
And where did we first meet?
Mid-Ohio? I think we met at the Mid-Ohio racetrack,
Yeah.
and you were trying to tell me how great your drink was, and I didn't believe you, and then you convinced me, and then I drank it, and then here we are today.
Here we are today,
Yeah.
10 years later.
That's right.
Yeah, so I actually was working with, I think, Tony at the time.
Yep.
And it was with the Ray Hall guys way back when. And then you and I started working, and we really have been working together. It's been 10 years since we've been doing our thing. So we've just actually officially launched our new official relationship here, and I'm really excited.
Yeah,
so tell me a little bit about how that evolved, our relationship, and how we got to the point where we're actually working together.
Well, I think when over the years we've dabbled in different drinks and tried this, tried that, and we found some drinks that worked. We used your drink, we found this drink, and we were approached by different companies, and some good, some bad, and we never really found something that was exactly what we needed for our racing clientele. And your system of developing a blend was the closest thing that we could do. And so over time, where we are now, we decided let's make racing blends specific to the various needs of a race car driver, so that the drivers, instead of just going and getting a random drink or energy drink or whatever they might put in their system, now they have a drink specifically made for their needs for that racing series.
Mm-hmm. And I would suspect, you being PitFit and you being an influencer like you are inside of the industry, people want to give you free stuff all the time. So, and I just think that, you probably try a lot of stuff and figure out what works and what doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, we've received pallets of different products with every single ingredient, every fabricated belief they can instill in you that this is what their product does. And it was, it's 99% marketing. And it's just nothing that we would, with confidence, tell other drivers, our drivers and others, to drink. It would make them better in the car. It wasn't in existence. And so we just figured out that we had to make our own in order for us to find the perfect blend. And without Infinit, we certainly couldn't have done that. It's
interesting. We've evolved out of Ironman. That's a completely different sports, but they both have very similar needs. I mean, a race car driver is, better than I do, but I know a triathlete's dehydrated, their body temperature's up. They're an ambient temperature that's 100+ degrees. They're bonky. They don't particularly feel like they want to eat because you're going hard for a long time. I would think it'd be the same thing inside of a race car.
Well, there's so many various stresses that a race car driver goes through. You have the environmental stress, whether it's heat, whether it's rain. Then you have the competition stress of having cars around you, the fact that you're driving at a high rate of speed. Then there's the cognitive stress of having to make lightning fast decisions that could affect your day, so to speak, your outcome of the day or another competitor. Muscular fatigue, cardiovascular, all these things are happening so fast that when you start to get dehydrated, when you start to see the blood sugar dropping, when you have those effects of dehydration, the effect on a driver can be much more dramatic than even, say, a triathlete who will just stop what they're doing and they can just drop out of the race.
It doesn't take brains to ride a bike. We both ride bikes. I'm not disparaging anybody.
Yeah,
it's not. Race car, this is the most important tool those guys probably have.
It's critical. It's critical. And if you start limiting their ability to think quickly and make the proper decision, you're limiting their safety in the car, their performance, absolutely. But the fact that they cannot make the proper decision in the time that is necessary, that split second could mean that they don't make an apex, they drive into a corner too fast, whatever it might be, and then the outcome can be, deadly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Talk a little bit about, the actual the training regimen that you're doing here, the importance of, what do you got to do with these guys to work on their hydration during the day? How do you help them recover? These are elite athletes that you're working with, but they're different than other athletes.
Yeah, it's one of the things that, unlike a lot of sports where you can train specifically in that sport in your training, We don't really have that luxury all the time because they're driving a race car that we don't have an access to a race car in our gym, right?
This is about as close as we
And
got.
even a simulator, which is a great tool to use, is not going to replicate the same stresses that you have in the race car. And
people don't realize that your heart rate's at 165.
We've had heart rates as high as 196 in a car, in a go-kart. You have the heat stress, and it's, you're not always able to dissipate that heat. It's sometimes in a closed cockpit. So the way we prepare the drivers with the nutrition and with their hydration, that affects, it's practiced in the gym and then it's taken to the racetrack. Whether it's a cognitive drill, strength-based, endurance-based, reaction-based, vision-based, all of these things, there's a potential impairment if they're not hydrated properly, if they're not fueled properly. So we practice in the gym what we implement on the track. And we take a lot of the same movement patterns, a lot of the same neural pathways, the cognitive skill set. We'll practice that and refine that in the gym, and then they take that over to the racetrack. Now, we don't put them in a race car, so to speak, in here, but the neural pathways are very, very similar, and their experience is what will take them further in their on track.
One of the things I'm proud of is that we do all natural. And Infinit, there's no colors, there's no artificial sweeteners, no alcohols. I mean, it's clean product. And it was really good working with you on our formulas that we created to know that we've put together a product that's, no artificial colors, no colors at all, 100% all natural. And, I think the formulas that we came up with are great.
They're fantastic. And I mean, it isn't just we're stuck with one formula for all. It's designed around the various demands, whether it's needing additional caffeine or additional sodium, or there's protein in the drink, or it's a longer race or a shorter race. All of that's in there. And then you can choose it. You can choose, instead of saying, well, there's only one flavor, it's berry or whatever, you can choose this formula in any flavor. You can get the larger servings, the single servings. It's the best case scenario we could have thought of. And we know exactly what is going into every single drink. I mean, it's on the label. We've been a part of it. We've seen how it's made. There is no secret factory in some far off country that it's coming across a few borders and you don't know what's in it. Like it's basically
secret factory in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, and it's as I'd say cutting edge in a very natural, organic sense that you can possibly get. And I don't know of any other company that could have done this for us. There's no doubt in my mind we could not have done this with anybody else but Infinit. So thank you.
Oh, hey, it's been a lot. It's been a fun decade. For us to be able to, and I got personal friends of mine that race at Lawrenceburg and sprint. So they're racing, I don't know how many races a night. So they might run 3, 4, 5. Right. That's an endurance event. It's like tennis. People always say, well, tennis, but tennis is endurance. It's a 2, 3, 4 hour event. You're doing the same thing. It's one of the hardest sports that I've been around as far as to keeping your body neutral where you want to keep it. I mean, it's a really hard sport to make sure that you're hydrated and you're going to be able to make it to the end of the event.
Well, and unlike, let's say, triathlon, where you have, maybe 3 or 4 different distances, that you're going to do one event. It isn't multiple events, right? In racing, you could have that, whether it's karting or whether it's a sprint car where they're running, only 20 minutes at a time, but they're running, 4 times in a night. And then it finishes with you and with the best drivers are running at the end. So now you've got to be at your absolute best, 7 hours after your first race.
Right.
Or a race like a NASCAR race or an Indycar race where you've got practice sessions, qualifying, you get a nice little break, and then the main race comes on, and that's going to be 2, 3 hours long. And you got in between, you have everything from sports cars to 70-year-old gentleman drivers, and it's just it's all over the place. And it's a tremendously popular sport. The enthusiasts are all shapes and sizes. So you have people that are racing that are out of shape. You have people that are elderly. You have young kids. I mean, the diversity of it is phenomenal, and it's appealing across, all populations, women, men. It's extremely popular sport, and we're proud to be part of it.
Yeah, it's awesome to be able to bring to the market a solution, a nutrition solution that gives, that simple answer for nutrition, which everybody struggles with, because if you're using various things, it's hard to do it right. Infinit's all isotonic, all-in-one liquid nutrition. So it's tough to mess what we do up.
Well,
So,
we've been using it for years out training on bikes. And besides the obvious benefits of the hydration, it's probably the only drink that I've ever had that I can be out on a bike for 3 hours and drink it and I don't want to throw up. Because most of the drinks you get, once they get to a certain temperature, they're horrible. Infinit, it's warmer, but it's the same consistency.
It tastes good warm.
It tastes fine.
You take and put the bottle out on a windshield for 2 hours in the heat. It's still
I don't know. I never really asked how you can do that. All I know is I'm extremely pleased when I can pull a water bottle out and not choose between the one that's been sitting and the one that's fresh and get worried about, oh, I don't want to drink this. It's going to taste. Every drink is almost painful, but you can say, okay, I'm going to keep drinking because this is my routine, and it still tastes good. You're not sacrificing taste just for the sheer sake of getting calories.
Yeah, you should never have to force yourself on that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm truly excited. It's going to be fun rolling forward. It's been a long time coming. So.
Oh man, we've been doing this I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I've seen everything come and go, and we've spawned a whole new generation of young coaches who are kind of getting involved in what we're doing, and I know nearly all of them. For us, we're not worried about other coaches or other companies taking away clients. It's not really a concern of ours. Our mission is to make the sport safer with the tools in our wheelhouse. And if we can provide a driver on his own, or a coach or a trainer, a product that is custom designed to make their driver safer and perform better in the car, our job is done, and we couldn't have done it without the work what we've done with you, Mike.
That's great. Yeah, we're excited. So this is Michael Folan. It's great to be here with Jim at PitFit. We'll be doing some more stuff here over the next couple of months. So I hope everybody has a good day.